story of Bilbo Baggins. He is the protagonist of The Hobbit. He's a hobbit in the comfortable middle age. He is hired as a burglar, despite his initial objections on the recommendation of the wizard, Gandalf the Grey, and 13 dwarves, led by their king in exile, Thorin Oakenshield. The company of dwarves are on the quest to reclaim the Lonely Mountain and its treasures from the dragon Smaug. The adventure takes Bilbo and his companions through the wilderness, to the Elves' Haven in Rivendell, across the misty mountains, where escaping from goblins, and he meets Gollum and acquires the One Ring. His journey continues with lucky escapes from wargs, goblins, and fire, to the house of Beorn the Shapeshifter, through the black forest of Mirkwood, to Lake Town in the middle of the Long Lake, and eventually to the mountain itself. As a burglar, Bilbo is sent down the secret passage to the dragon's lair, where he steals a golden cup and takes it back to the dwarves. Smaug awakes and instantly notices the theft, and a draught in cold air from the open passage. He flies out, nearly catches the dwarves outside the door, and eats their ponies. Bilbo and the dwarves hide inside the passage. Then he goes down into the dragon's lair again to steal some more. But the dragon is now only half asleep. Wearing his magic One Ring, Bilbo is invisible, but Smaug at once smells him. Bilbo has riddling conversation with Smaug and notices that the dragon's armor does indeed have a gap. He escapes the dragon's flames as he runs up the passage and tells the dwarves about the gap in his armor. And an old thrush hears what he says and flies off to tell Bard in Lake Town. The dragon Smaug realizes that Lake Town must have helped them and flies off in a rage to destroy the town. The dwarves and Bilbo hear that Smaug has been killed in the attack by Bard the Bowman. The dwarves reclaim the Lonely Mountain and horrify Bilbo by refusing to share the dragon's treasure with the lake men or the wood elves. Bilbo finds the Arkenstone of Thrain, the most precious heirloom of Thorin's family, but he hides it. Thorin calls his relative Dane Ironfoot and bring an army of dwarves. Thorin and his family fortify the entrance to the mountain hall and are besieged by wood elves and lakemen. Bilbo tries to ransom the Arkenstone to prevent fighting, but Thorin sees his action as a betrayal and banishes him. Dane arrives and the army of dwarves faces off against the armies of elves and men. As the battle is joined, a host of goblins and wargs arrive to take over the mountain, now that Smaug is dead. The armies of elves, men, and dwarves, with the help of the eagles and Beorn, they defeat the goblins and wargs. Thorin is fatally wounded, but has time to make peace with Bilbo. Bilbo accepts only a little of the treasure which was his share, though it still represents great wealth for a Shire hobbit. Bilbo returns to his home in the Shire to find that several of his relatives, believing him to be dead, are trying to claim his home and possessions. There is more to tell within the story for Bilbo Baggins. The One Ring that he found in Gollum's cave, he gave it to his nephew, Frodo Baggins, and therefore was Frodo's journey to destroy it. Soon after the Lord of the Rings ending, his last journey is to the Undying Lands alongside his nephew Frodo Baggins, his best friend Gandalf, elf friend Elrond, and Galadriel. Once a ring bearer, now he's completely free and whole. Why do I talk about this story about Bilbo Baggins? Well, It makes me realize how much he reminds me of myself. Out of all the characters within Tolkien's works, I see more of myself within Bilbo. Bilbo liked his home of comforts, but grew through his adventurous journey. His quest has been interpreted as a pilgrimage of grace, in which he grows in wisdom and virtue, and has a psychological journey towards wholeness and meaning. If he didn't go on his journey, the One Ring would still be within the hands of Gollum. Possibly Sauron and Smaug would have teamed up, and he would have never took his nephew Frodo Baggins. So he is so integral to the mainline story. This is the life and tale of the barrel rider, Bilbo Baggins. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you have not yet done so, please subscribe to my channel as it really helps me out. And also, press that like button. Don't press the dislike button, that's a bad one. Anyways, I just want to say, this is my part 1 of a part 10 series that is focused on some of the most notable characters or locations within Tolkien's works. So, keep on the lookout for more content. And if you have not yet done so, can you also press that bell button so you'll be notified for those future videos and for other content that is coming out in the near future. So yeah, keep on drinking coffee, and I will see you guys next time.